Hello, I'm Claire Oliver from the Seaford High School News. Today you are in a treat because today we have 3 environmental experts coming in to talk about pollution and its effect on our environment. Lada, can you give me examples of point versus non-point source pollution?
Well, a river is an example of point source solution because they are distinct locations from which pollution is directly coming from. A ditch can be an example of non-point source solution because it's a diffused area that still produces pollution. So even though it might not be as big as a river, it still creates some type of pollution.
Anna, can you give me 3 major types of water pollution?
3 types of water pollutions would be fertilizers, oil spills, and dumping trash.
And where do each of these pollutants come from?
Fertilizer comes from the chemicals of runoff from agriculture. Oil spills are from the withdrawals, and dumping trash comes from not regulating waste.
Jed, can you give me some specific ways on how pollutants affect our environment?
Why, of course I can, Claire. So for example, fertilizer pollutes our soils, which inhabits growth from plants. Oil spills mess with the insulating ability of animals with their furs. Hypothermia can occur and they can die. For trash in the ocean, we can expect animals to constriction of trash around their necks or possibly choking on plastic pieces and in result just damaging the environment that is in the ocean.
So Jed, how can scientists like you measure the levels of pollutants?
Well, for example, with fertilizers, we can measure the pH levels that are found in the surface to determine if they're too acidic or basic for the plant to survive. As well as with oil spills, we can determine the pH in the water. And then for trash in the waters, we can measure it by the weight, overall area that it takes over in the water.
So Jed, what are some ways that we can reduce our pollutants?
Compost piles that we make through our own recycled goods and food. As far as oil rigs, we can set a limit on how much oil can actually be withdrawn from the rig, so that way we're not over using our oil. As far as the trash, in the water, we can set limits on how much packaging we are putting for our products, as well as we can enforce laws on recycling and making sure that we are taking care of our environment.
Can you tell me 2 laws that govern our water quality?
The 33 USC Act of 1972, which established basic structure for regulation discharges of pollutants into the river. And the second, another one of the laws that govern water quality is the Safe Drinking Water Act, that the EPA has to set standards for drinking water qualities and oversees local, national, and regional water.
I'm Claire Oliver.
When did you ever see me shake my head?
You're still recording. Jed, can you give us some specific ways on how pollutants affect our environment?
For trash and the animals, just pause, we're just gonna cut that out.
Do the podcast.
I am.
Shh, guys.
Ready?
I'm sorry.
Just keep going, that's fine, I'll edit it. Action.
Waste.